Hi, my name is Caterina and I am the founder of Fancy Yarns Australia, and this is our YouTube channel. We ummed and ahed about what we wanted our first video to cover. A certain product, a certain pattern, an FAQ, but we decided to go with a little history of Fancy Yarns Australia, who we are and why we started. I was taught how to knit when I was 4 or 5 years old by my mother. I have fond memories of sitting at the dinner table on a Friday night when my Uncle Ed would come over. I would be listening to my parents and my uncle talk while I would sit and knit and ask Mum every few seconds how to fix my drop stitches. I loved really interesting designs and fashion choices when I was a kid. I used to wear a tank top over a long sleeve shirt well before it ever became popular. And if Mum ever asked me if I wanted my nails done, the answer was yes, but one nail in a polish of every colour we owned. My love for colour and texture translated into my knitting. I wanted to use as many colours as possible and as many textures as possible in everything I made. When I was 7, I started my own business at a market in Perth, selling the designs I had knitted. I do not want to tell you the name of the business because it is so embarrassing, so perhaps that's for a video later on down the track. I loved sharing the things I'd made with my customers and seeing my hard work being loved and cherished by someone. I stopped selling my designs partway through high school as my study and extracurricular activities began to take priority. I moved to Canberra a few weeks after my 17th birthday and continued my knitting journey here. In 2018, I relaunched my design business under a different name, selling my knitted products mostly online. In 2019, I was diagnosed with a brain tumour and over the course of 9 months suffered a series of 3 strokes. My first stroke affected me pretty significantly. I was unable to walk, eat or shower independently. As a result, my mental health suffered. The only thing I could emotionally bring myself to do was to knit. Knitting actually became an important part of my physical recovery. The fine motor skills I developed throughout my life by clicking away with a set of needles contributed to a speedy recovery. Not once, but 3 times. The more I knit, the more I wanted to explore the boundaries of my creativity with unique yarns. I didn't want to use the same yarns that were being used in a majority of the patterns I found online. I wanted to use yarns that were fancy, unique, wild, that would create pieces of art. But I also wanted yarns that were produced ethically. I was struggling to find these kinds of yarns in Australia, so I turned to purchasing yarn from overseas. As I started importing big quantities of this yarn for my designs, more and more people also wanted the yarns I was using. On June 16, 2020, I had surgery to remove my tumour. On August 11, 2020, exactly 8 weeks after my surgery, I established Fancy Yarns Australia, so I could share these beautiful and unique yarns with other fibre artists across the country and around the world. My main aim in founding Fancy Yarns Australia was to inspire young people to knit and crochet and explore their creativity. I love when parents bring their children or teenagers to a market we're running to see all the different yarns we offer. Their eyes light up seeing such unique, shiny, sparkly, fun, colourful yarns, and it reminds me exactly why I do this. Since we established in 2020, Fancy Yarns Australia has grown. We now showcase not only a range of novelty yarns, but a range of recycled, eco, ethical, hand-dyed, hand-painted yarns too. We also have written a number of patterns to inspire others in their crafting journey. I've expanded my personal repertoire beyond just knitting by recently learning how to crochet, and I'm also now getting into a bit of spinning with my husband John, who is also involved in running the business. We are currently looking at what other fibre arts we can learn in order to celebrate the beauty of all the yarns we sell. We have also had another important addition to the team, our son Artemio, who was born just a couple of weeks before our 2nd year anniversary of starting the business. Yarn has become our life, and I was so excited today to share the story of how our business was born with you. I think as fibre artists, we can sometimes forget the transformative and healing power of yarn and yarn crafts. The history of Fancy Yarns is a reminder that what we do as fibre artists is really amazing and inspiring for those around us. I'm keen to hear from you. How has knitting, crocheting, weaving, felting, spinning, or fibre arts in general changed your life? Pop your story in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on social media. All of our links are below. You can also subscribe to our mailing list below. We send out an email every time we launch a new product or a new pattern so you don't miss out on our latest releases. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll see you next month. Until then, happy crafting!